Good day, everybody, and once again, we are back together. Right, and we are finally on question 8, which is the last one. So please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do the right thing. And you can also watch question 1 to question 7 of this technical maths paper 2, grade 10 exemplar. And I promise you that you will learn a thing or two. All right, so let's look at question 8.1. I'm going to separate these questions, right, so that I treat each one separately. All right, so let's look at the conversion. They say convert 122.46 degrees to degrees, minutes, seconds. Now, ladies and gents, this is quite an easy calculation, right? So I'm going to show you how to do it. So if you've got 122.46 degrees, right? Now, the first thing is that we're going to have this guy over here. So, which means that's going to be our degrees. So the first portion before the decimal, that always becomes our degrees. So we've got 122 degrees. And then with the minute part, so the first decimal, okay, after the comma, in this case, that's 0.46, right? So if we take 0.46, okay, so we take 0.46 and I'm going to multiply it by 60. Okay, please just stay with me. Right, so multiply that by 60. Okay, oops, I just did something wrong there. Okay, so we take 0.46, multiply that by 60. And I get 27.6. So what you'll do is that you'll take the part before the decimal and that becomes your minutes. So that's going to be 27 minutes. And then the decimal, again, you are now going to take that and multiply it by 60. Okay? So now you're going to say 0.6, multiply that by another 60, and that gives you 3.6. Okay, right. Sorry, that gives us 36 rather. It should have been multiplied by 60. 0.6 multiply that by 60, and we get 36. So those become our seconds. So if I want to convert it to degrees, minutes, and seconds, so that means it will be 122 degrees, 27 minutes, and 60 seconds. Okay, right. So that is really how the cookie crumbles. And by the way, there is also another way to reverse this process. And let's look at 8.1.2, and that will be a way for us to see how to go about, reversing this principle. Right, so firstly, they said to you, convert all of this into degrees. So how do we do that? So firstly, we know that we've got 83. Remember, these always represent degrees. So we've got 83. But the first portion, you remember when we were doing for the previous question, we said we multiplied by 60. So which means now we're going to take that and actually divide by 60. Okay, so I'm going to say I'm going to add 59 divide by 60. All right, now please let's do that together. So that's 59 divided by 60. Okay, so I'm going to add that to my decimal. So that means this is going to be 0. Actually, what I should be doing is writing it that way. That's 0.983. Okay, 0.983. Okay, and the 3 is recurring, and you can continue with that. Right, but remember you still have the last portion, which is the seconds. So what did we do to get that? We took that and we divided again by 60. So meaning that for the seconds, I'm now going to divide by 60 times 60, which is 3,600. So we're going to take that and say we've got 13 divided by 3,600, and that now would give us 0, 0.0. So we are adding that 0.003,611 and so on. Now we're going to add all of that together. So please remember that the units stay with the units. And let's see. So if I look at that, I'm going to have, well, I'm just simply going to add these two. Okay, the 8 and the 0, that gives us 8. 9 plus 0 gives us 9. And so 3 plus 0 plus 0 gives us 3. Remember the decimal there. And so this will give us 83.98. Okay, so this is 83.98 degrees. And that is simply how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gents. Right, and I will see you again next time when we do the next one. Right, we will find a way to simplify these as much as we possibly can. Let's look at 8.2 on our next video. I'll see you guys again next time. Sharp, sharp.